Nothing's going to change if you're just thinking about it. No matter how much you worry about someone else's problems, you can't fix it for them.
It's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change occurs.
Nothing will change in your life if you don't do something different from what you've been doing.
Decide this minute to never again beg anyone for the love, respect, and attention that you should be showing yourself.
Look, we're all creatures of habit, stuck in the groove of our comfort zones. But guess what? If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. It's like expecting a different playlist when you hit shuffle on the same old songs. Ain't gonna happen. Now, I get it. Change is scary. It's like diving headfirst into the unknown. But you know what's scarier? The regret of never trying, of living a life that's a mediocre rerun. So, muster up that courage, my friend, because on the other side of fear is where the magic happens. Think about it. The world's full of stories about people who dared to change. They didn't settle for the ordinary. They craved the extraordinary. And guess what? You can be one of them. It starts with a decision, a commitment to break free from the shackles of the familiar. So here's the deal. If you want something different, you gotta do something different. Don't just sit there, hoping for a miracle. Be the damn miracle in your own life. It's not about grand gestures. It's about those small, consistent changes that stack up over time.
Never chase love, affection, or attention. If it isn't given freely by another person, it isn't worth having.
Sometimes the more chances we give, the more respect we lose. Never let a person get comfortable with disrespecting you.
To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. There is nothing permanent except change.
If your parents' faces never lit up when they looked at you, it's hard to know what it feels like to be loved and cherished. If you come from an incomprehensible world filled with secrecy and fear, it's almost impossible to find the words to express what you have endured. If you grew up unwanted and ignored, it is a major challenge to develop a visceral sense of agency and self-worth.
Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything.
You can't change what has already happened, so don't waste your time thinking about it. Move on, let go, and get over it.
Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future.
If you keep doing the same things you've always been doing, you're going to keep getting the same results. If your life is immaculate and you couldn't imagine it being any better, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're like most people, you want to change things, it doesn't matter what it is you want to change. The important thing to realize is this. In order to change your situation, you have to change your actions, which in effect means changing who you are. This is extremely hard to do. Most of your habits have been hardwired into you for years. Breaking these patterns will be difficult, but if you genuinely want to change, you need to break them. There's no other way to change. My early years of adulthood were a complete mess. My mindset was so toxic that it felt like nothing could save me. You see, I had just settled into my new home in the Highlands, but was then being shipped off to a university I had no interest in going to. My final year of school was one of the best years of my life. My social life was amazing. Girls were chasing me. And generally, I just remember feeling really happy. All of this changed when I went to university. I was suddenly dropped into a new place with new people and had no idea how to start over again. My mind was still fixated on my life back home, and I couldn't accept the new place I was in. This lack of acceptance led to many problems. I became severely addicted to cannabis. My habit was already pretty bad, but moving to this new place made it 10 times worse. I barely had any friends thanks to my awful outlook on life. My diet consisted of microwave dinners and Pizza Hut pizzas, and overall, I was completely miserable. Over time, things gradually improved, but it's honestly shocking how bad my life was at this point. Still had so much to be grateful for.
Listen up, you there, wondering if you have what it takes, if you're worthy of the success you crave. You think your circumstances hold you back, that your lack of education is a barrier to your goals? Bullshit. I am living proof that everything you think you need is a lie. I was born into poverty, barely scraping by. Education? Ha! Forget about it. I had to hustle, to fight my way out of the gutter, tooth and nail. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. There were days I wanted to give up, days I questioned myself, days I thought I wasn't good enough. But here's the thing, those were the days I pushed harder. I used my lack of education as fuel, my circumstances as a slingshot. I turned every obstacle into an opportunity, every disadvantage into an advantage. And you know what? It worked. Today, I'm a multi-millionaire. I own businesses, I travel the world, I live life on my own terms. And it all started with a single unwavering belief. I refuse to be a victim. So, what about you? Are you going to let your circumstances dictate your life? Are you going to let your lack of education be your crutch? Or are you going to rise above it all? The choice is yours. You can either be a whiner, blaming the world for your misfortunes, or you can be a warrior, using those very misfortunes to forge your own destiny. Look around you. Look at the successful people you admire. Do you think they got there by feeling sorry for themselves? No. They got there by taking action, by believing in themselves, by never giving up. And you can do the same. You have the potential for greatness within you, no matter what your circumstances may be. All you need is the fire in your belly, the will to succeed, the unyielding determination to never, ever give in.
Do you remember the spark that ignited your passion? The fire that fueled your determination at the beginning of your journey? Remember the unwavering belief that nothing, absolutely nothing, could stand in your way. We all start with that fire, that unyielding spirit. We set our sights on our goals, on our dreams, and we embark with boundless optimism. But as the miles roll by, the path gets tougher, the obstacles grow larger. Doubts creep in, whispers of can't and won't begin to drown out the roar of our ambition. It's at this crossroads, when the finish line is tantalizingly close, that the most dangerous question arises. Are we willing to give up so easily? I say to you, no. Don't trade your hard-earned progress for the fleeting comfort of surrender. Don't let the fatigue of the climb obscure the glory of the summit. Remember the fire that brought you this far, the passion that fueled your every step. This is the moment, the crucible that will forge you into the victor you were always destined to be. Here, where the path narrows and the air grows thin, remember the promises you made to yourself, to your dreams, to those who believe in you. Think of the countless hours you invested, the sacrifices you made, the battles you fought and won. Are you ready to throw it all away? Look around you. See the faces of those who support you, who cheer you on, who believe in you even when doubt creeps in. They are your strength, your source of inspiration. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. The finish line is in sight, within reach. Don't falter now. Don't let the fear of failure extinguish the fire that burns within you. Embrace the challenge, summon your remaining reserves of strength, and take that final, decisive step. This is your moment, your time to claim your victory. Do not give up. Do not back down. Push forward, embrace the struggle, and cross that finish line with the thunder of your own determination echoing in your ears.